All right, we are fully live and ready to go. Scoop, are you good?
I'm live, if that's what you mean.
Yep, perfect. All right, with
Yeah, Scoop
Shane,
is good.
yes, with the best crew in the business, Shane, Scoop, Brandon, and myself, Robert. We are happy to be here on a Monday night, not talking about Patriots and Giants because that game was as atrocious as you could possibly imagine. So there's nothing to do there. Um, but we still have a good show for you. Shane, what were your thoughts on Sunday as a whole since you weren't here? By the way, did you know what time we got off air East Coast time last night?
Uh, let me guess. 2 a.m.
Close, 3
Close.
a.m.
We were
because of
on
that
until
stupid
3?
overtime. Yeah, we were on until 3. Yeah.
I have no
I
memory of
thought I
that.
thought it was close to 3. I thought it was like 2:30, about around
I think it
2:30.
was like maybe 2:40. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's because of
Oh,
that stupid overtime game last night.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been on
oh
that
yeah,
long. It was
that's
around
why.
10 minutes close.
Yeah, we didn't even start until almost 12:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of nuts. Yeah,
Anyway, so what were your
by that
thoughts on
time I was
Sunday?
Oh my
almost
goodness.
in bed. But it's yeah, a lot of just like blowouts and just boring games yesterday. Um, let's see, let me look at the schedule, just jog my memory. Yeah, no, I watched a pretty good amount actually. Um, um, Houston, Indianapolis. I thought that was an interesting game. Um, just because I think we're starting to see the cracks in for Indy. Um, and I mean Houston, that defense is legit. It's like their front four and their secondary are some of the best in the league. Atlanta, Raheem Morris, start looking on Indeed.
Start looking on Indeed.
Should have been.
How Washington almost beat Denver is pretty crazy. Just considering everything.
Seattle in the driver's seat in the West now with the Rams losing.
No, Rams are still first.
Rams still up. Okay, so not fully
they
in the
have
driver's seat.
Yeah, because
they have the
tiebreaker.
head-to-head. Yeah.
They have the head-to-head. Yeah.
But that's going to be an interesting race there.
I'm very excited. That's gonna. Can you guys believe that's gonna be our last Thursday night show of the year? Is gonna be that game. That's gonna be the last one we're gonna do for the season.
It's not a bad way.
That's probably a great way to end the year for Thursday night shows.
It's interesting because we were looking at it's like, okay, that's going to be the game that decides the division. But I mean, with the way the Niners are playing now too, it could be the Week 18 game, Seattle versus San Francisco.
Yeah.
I mean, I think ultimately, LA probably wins the division, but I mean, at this point, who knows? Like, they're all within a half a game of each other, so I mean, it's anybody's guess, really. Which, I mean, hey, I'm not going to complain if that game comes down to that. That's always a fun one, but the Rams, that was interesting. I mean, I figured they would, lose another game sometime. I didn't necessarily think it'd be to the Panthers, though. Because the Panthers, to me, feel like a team that it's like they're good enough to be competitive in games like those, but not like actually win them. But obviously they proved me wrong there. And let's see, it's. I mean, Vikings. I bet you they're missing Darnold right about now. Not that he did amazing yesterday, but I mean, hell, look at him compared to what they have. Yeah, and I love Seattle's D line. Well, front seven in general. I mean, it's
Yeah, I talked about it last night because Brock Heward, who we know very well here, doing sports in Seattle, UW guy, he was talking about how he thinks it's the best defensive line in Seahawks history, which is pretty bold considering the defensive line Seattle's had, but it's up there. It's pretty good.
I would agree, to be honest. I mean, as much as I love the Legion of Boom D line, because I mean those guys were great, obviously, but they don't, the lines they had or the defensive line specifically that they had in the Super Bowl years was not nearly as deep as their line now, and not as fast. I mean, that's the one thing that really sticks out to me with Seattle's current defensive line is just how fast they are for their size. Like, it's guys that big should not move that quickly. So it's just cool to see. Secondary's not looking too hot, but there's a lot of injuries, and not that that's an excuse, but I think once they start getting healthier as the season goes on, that'll start to improve because, I mean, they've shown what they're capable of before. So, yeah, that's more or less my thoughts from yesterday. But
I'm really excited to see what you have for us on Minnesota's defense. I can let you write that up as we go to a different topic, if that's all right, because I know you need some time to draw that up if you want to.
It's just such a unique defense.
Yeah,
but that's made all the more insufferable with offensive linemen like Anthony Bradford. But let's see where.
Yeah,
I just gotta find the play that I wanted to draw up here.
I'll let you do that while we go to another topic. Scoop, this has felt like a weekly occurrence. You always come out a Sunday show and you message us and saying, "I'm going to talk about something, but I'm not going to tell you." And I'm always like, "Just tell me what it is."
I never said I'm not going to tell you. I said remind me. I want to say something on the show tomorrow.
Yeah, but I wanted to know what it was. What is it?
Oh, I didn't. Well, I mean, we didn't really talk about college football this weekend.
Well, I was gonna talk about Lane Kiffin. Is that what you want to go towards?
No.
Okay, go for it. Then. Go for it. What? Because I wanted to do some Lane Kiffin stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. Let's be quick. Roll Tide. All right. Back to you.
That's it. Have fun in the CFP. If you guys have to be.
I was gonna say, right? You got to beat Georgia first, but
we got to play Georgia on the 6th, whatever day that week is.
I mean, it's this Sunday at 4 or this Saturday at 4.
I was gonna say that there's a bold statement I have. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but if it was up to me, Bama wouldn't get in. Right as of right now, they wouldn't get in.
You just weren't happy with how they performed against Auburn, which I think is fair.
Not even that, but think about it this way. You have the group of 5 team that might make it in.
Well, they have to.
Yeah. BYU would get in. And I think Miami stays at 12. That would put Bama at 13. So that would have been my breakdown.
Bama was 10 before they faced Auburn and beat them.
Yeah, but I think that bad loss to Florida State, well, early, I know it was early, but that bad loss to Florida State really matters. It was a 2-score loss, and I don't think BYU or Miami had a loss that I can't remember if Miami did, but BYU didn't. The group of 5 teams, those 2 teams are really good, and I think that Bama did have a hard schedule. I'll admit that, but I just think, I mean, remember, we always talk about in the CFP and with the committee that style points matter a lot. I get it was a rivalry game, but it's like to look that bad against a 5-6 football team to basically win because
Oh, see, I don't give a shit about style points.
Yeah, the committee does though.
Me neither.
The committee does is
The
issue,
committee
yeah.
does. That's why. It's not. I'm not trying to hate on Bama. They probably still will get it. Well, they got to beat Georgia, but I just think that
Thankfully, they've somehow Bama's been the one team that seems to get to Georgia during the Kirby Smart era.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's always a weird thing. It's just weird. I think but just like this the way, I know that people don't care about it, but I was describing this to the TCA chat, and James in there backed me up, but everyone else like jumped on me and James. I'm like, well, listen, are they going to get in? As long as they beat Georgia, yeah, probably, but at the same time, the committee thinks differently because the committee will get Bama because it's Bama. But
yeah, that's part of where I understand the argument, but Bama's Bama, and ESPN and TNT paid money for Bama.
Bama
That's just the reality.
Like for Bama to not get in, they basically would have to have even 3 losses wouldn't be enough to keep Bama out. They would have to lose 4 or 5 games because it's Bama.
I think 3
Go ahead,
losses. I think 3 losses would be enough to keep us out.
I mean,
I
wasn't
don't
enough
like-
last year.
I don't like 3-loss teams in the college football playoff. I think that's stupid.
I don't either.
I think it's really stupid.
That's what I'm saying. I think 3 losses would be enough to keep us out.
Texas made a good case by beating A&M.
Texas has 3 losses, right? Already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the thing is, because they beat a top 3 school, that could put them really high in favor for the committee. I don't think they'll get in, but I'm just saying it could.
They might be first out, yeah. So let me say this really quick because I know we're excited about Alabama and Georgia. I know we're excited about Indiana and Ohio State, of course. The 2 biggest things that I think not enough people are watching going into this weekend of college football that they should be is what's going to happen with the Group of 5 and what the hell is going to happen with the ACC. Because the Group of 5, if James Madison, that's my question. If James Madison beats Troy on Friday, which they should pretty easily, and then you have North Texas and Tulane. Tulane's ranked. North Texas isn't. We'll see what happens on Tuesday. That's going to tell us a lot. So those 2. I'm just wondering how those 2 are going to play out on Friday. Those are really interesting. Now, to be fair, whoever plays them is probably going to rock their world, I would assume.
Yeah.
But besides the point. And then the ACC has been so bad. Duke is a 5-loss team, and they're in here. And they're in here against Virginia. If Duke wins, because it's not automatic bids, is it? Do they do automatic bids or no?
I hope not.
I would hope not. Jesus.
Yeah.
I know the NCAA, the March Madness basketball does.
Because I always thought they were automatic bids, but I guess not entirely because I would hate to see Duke in the CFP. I think it would be stupid. But basically, the ACC desperately needs Virginia to win. Like, desperately. And not just win big. And the line is only 3.5. So, I don't know. It's going to... So those are the 2 things I'm keeping an eye on. The Group of 5 on Friday is going to be really interesting. It's definitely worth watching. And then what happens with the ACC on Saturday? Can Virginia show at least that they can do something in the CFP if they can smack Duke by at least 14, which I don't know how realistic that is. So that's kind of 2 things I'm thinking of right now that are struggles for the committee in terms of kind of those 2 sections. But Shane, do you have anything else? Does anyone have anything else on just the college football landscape as it stands before we get to tomorrow?
So how would you rank 10 through 12 if let's say Bama loses because that would drop them out. Bama loses, so what? So then it would be what? It'd probably be like because then what if BYU loses to A&M or no Tech? Were they playing?
They're playing Tech, yeah.
So then
Shane,
what happens?
Shane, are you still there? Did Shane drop out? There we go. Hello.
There we go.
So because BYU is 11 right now. So if they lose to Tech, does that knock them out?
I think so because I don't think the committee likes the Big 12 that much.
But then who would you put in?
I have no idea.
Because I wouldn't, because then you would have BYU, but I think doesn't BYU only have one loss?
Yeah, they also yeah
So like you're not putting a 3-loss Bama in over them if Bama
over
loses to Georgia.
BYU. Yeah. But again, this is the issue is where does it's also ESPN, like does ESPN just want Bama for Bama and to have drama, which I think is possible.
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
can
also
see it.
because here's the thing, college football, I think we've said this throughout the year, it really hasn't been that interesting. Just top to bottom, it hasn't.
CFP is
So
wide
they-
open, just like the NFL is. It's
Yeah.
wide open.
But the problem with college football is a lot of these teams are just playing cupcake games, so their games don't matter as much, which is the major issue. But yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, if I can defend Oregon for a second, I'm tired of people saying that Oregon had an easy schedule. Oregon played a lot of these teams when they were ranked, and they were the reason why those teams got knocked out. I don't want to
Yeah,
hear it.
I don't. Yeah, I
So-
mean they have a lot of ranked wins. I wouldn't. I don't
Yeah, I
think.
hate it. Because it was everybody was like, oh, they played Penn State. Yeah, everybody was. Well, I can say a lot of
Here's the deal. When it comes to conference wins, you can only play like when it comes to those conference wins, you got to play who's in the conference.
Yeah, and the thing, and I mean, at that time, Penn State was ranked very high. Everybody was even saying that Oregon wasn't going to win that game because Penn State whiteout game. Blah, blah, blah. We beat them. Like okay, and then after that, everybody was like, oh, well, you beat Penn State, they're frauds. Who made them frauds? We did. So
Are you, Brandon? Are you happy just for your heart health that you don't have to worry about Oregon this week?
Oh, it's that I didn't want to play the Big Ten title game anyway. I didn't want that. I wanted them to be third in the conference just so we can have, because when you're in the CFP, I don't care about a
conference championship.
A conference championship. I don't care. I really don't. Like, Oregon's got plenty of Pac-12 ones. I mean, like
has a Big Ten one from last year, so you already check that off the list.
Like I don't care. Like it's like to me it's fine. I like, of course I want to win the whole thing. I don't like in the NFL you want the division win plus a Super Bowl. Like you want those things. But in the CFP, like to me, from how I see it, I've never cared about a conference championship. I just want to win a national title because that's the one thing that's eluded Oregon for so many years is not getting the national title. So you'll trade that any day of the week. I don't care about the conference championship. And the thing is, I'd rather have Oregon keep playing than play a conference championship, be off for like 2.5, 3 weeks, and then by the time they come back, they're rusty as all hell because they haven't played in forever. So.
Well, you also have an extra week off.
That's fine. Yeah, like I would like they're gonna get healthy too, which they need to. That's another thing too. People always saying like, oh, well, Oregon won a lot of rough games. Yeah, they were missing like 4 of their starting wide receivers. What are you talking about? Like,
Scoop, is Alabama healthy going into the Georgia game? Fairly healthy.
Fairly healthy. Excuse me. Sorry. Fairly healthy. Excuse me. I mean, I think we all know that by this point of the season, no team is like not banged up. The one guy that we are pretty clear is not going to be playing is Josh Cuevas, our tight end. There is some expectation that there's going to be other guys who are either going to be not at 100% or questionable or may miss the game, but not anything that I would say I think is going to be like causing a major disadvantage, if that makes sense. He's obviously been important to us, in the passing game, but it's other things like leg injury to the running back, and is forgetting his name, Miller. So it's the type of things that most teams are dealing with by this time of the year.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So, Shane, do you have anything else on the college landscape?
This is so bizarre.
Every week, this segment is bizarre.
Yeah. Where's my? There we go.
Yeah.
I used the good old finger.
Okay, so before Shane does that, let's do Lane Kiffin. Scoop, would you like to? You kind of led the charge on wanting to do this on the show, and I definitely wanted to as well.
Yeah,
because it was a big topic throughout the whole week. Does it matter for NFL purposes? We'll scribble some NFL into it because I think there's some variation that we can scribble in. But do you want to run us through like the whole saga first? Because it's wild beyond belief.
Yeah, I mean, where do you want me to? Like literally, where do you want me to start? Because if you,
let's start from like the last like 48 to 60 some hours, I guess. I mean,
okay, well, because the reason why I asked that is because for historical context, you literally could bring this thing back to, one of the previous times that he did this, all the way back to the time when he, was at Florida Atlantic and before. So like that's why I was asking.
I mean, yes. You can bring some of that context if you want, because that's really the context of why people are angry at him, which I think is fair.
Yeah, so it's basically, unless you've been living under a rock, Lane Kiffin was coaching, for the Ole Miss Rebels, and they just came off of a really strong regular season, and they were slated to play in contention for not just playing bowl games, but playing contention for to be one of the last teams standing in college this year.
Yeah, they are literally in the CFP as we speak. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and basically what happened is there was now who established it is a little bit in controversy right now, but essentially there was, first of all, there was interest in Lane Kiffin at the end of, toward the end of this season, and from other colleges, and basically, or other universities, however you want to phrase it, and basically there was, and again, it's in controversy as to who kind of laid the law down on this one, but basically there was an ultimatum in place, basically saying that there was going to be a decision made by, I think it was this Saturday, I think is who it was, or when it was. The problem with that, obviously, is that there are 6 weeks left of football games. So now there was one of multiple options that was going to take place. Lane Kiffin was either going to elect to stay at Ole Miss, he was going to elect to take one of the jobs after the season, or he was going to elect to take one of the jobs and, in the messiest way imaginable, kind of leave his team high and dry, with still potentially having games to be played, well into the next month and beyond. And of course, in true Lane Kiffin fashion, he chose the messy route. So you've got now a lot of ramifications from his decision. And of course, he's going to go out there and peddle all the bullshit and basically say, this was a tough decision. This was something I slept on for a while, and blah, 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 blah.
No, you didn't.
He literally said to Marty Smith, he literally said, I got to find it. He basically just said, I prayed to God, and this was my decision.
Yeah,
that's literally what he said. That was straight up what he said.
Well, that's what I was referencing. I just didn't have the exact quote in front of me.
Yeah, no, that was basically the quote. I don't even have to pull it up.
And let me tell you something. Okay, I can take my glasses off right now. I can barely read my computer screen, but I, sitting like this right now, could have seen coming from a mile away what Lane Kiffin was going to do. And basically, just and it's far from the first time he's done this, and that's why a lot of people expected this to be the outcome, because this is who he is and what he is. And he tried to make in his so-called statement a day or two ago, he tried to make a passive-aggressive remark, basically saying that it was the athletic director at Ole Miss who was saying he would not be allowed to coach the team the rest of the season. No shit, Sherlock, you're not going to be allowed to coach the team the rest of the season. You've already made an agreement to go to another college. You made that agreement and took that job offer before your current season wrapped up. Why the hell would they want you to keep coaching a team and potentially be. And one thing that I saw people bring up was potentially try and nudge your current players to transfer to LSU next year. One thing that I saw was, excuse me, sorry. Just the fact that it wasn't fair for him to not be allowed to stick it out with his guys. If he wanted to stick it out with his guys, what you do is you stay the coach of Ole Miss.
Can I say something about that? Can I say two things about that? Because this is kind of what stemmed our conversation. But if you want to finish up, go ahead.
Yeah, well. Where I was going with that is, and I'm shout out to, and who would have been surprised but to hear the words from the wise man himself, Coach Nick Saban, about I think this was yesterday that came out basically, and this I completely agreed with. You have got to rework this college calendar of
yes,
of
1,000%
of recruiting and the coaching carousel and all these other things. This calendar is so ass backwards. The fact that these these things are going on right now when the postseason hasn't even happened yet. Like we're all fans of professional sports. Like imagine a team having to deal with this while still potentially being in contention for the World Series. That would be the dumbest thing we could imagine.
Well, again, it does happen in the NFL, but when it started to really ramp up this way, they immediately changed the rules, and now it's so different. And it's
that was the next thing I was going to bring up was that credit to the NFL when things like this even remotely started to potentially happen. They neatened it up. They said these are when you can have these interviews. These are when you can have these meetings. These are when you can make these offers for the coaches that are still coaching. And the idea behind that was obviously so that teams weren't left behind the 8 ball going into February for, if they're going to be rebuilding or bringing in new staffs or whatever, but that the ones who are still coaching, those coaches have a designated period of time when they know that, they can take care of that business, but their focus obviously should still be, unless you're Jonathan Gannon, should still be on coaching the team that's right in front of you.
The funniest part is Jonathan Gannon is partially the reason they changed the rules.
I know that. That's why
we all know that.
Yeah, but so yeah, and basically now the consternation and a lot of and another element to this too is that even with the so-called ultimatum that was in place for this to happen by Saturday, he still managed to take until Sunday late morning for anything to happen. Like this was like LeBron the decision on steroids.
And it was so much worse. It was so much worse.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I was 9 when that happened, so I'm not going to pretend like I remember it all that well. But to say the same thing, being that at least that there was at least genuinely, it didn't seem clear what was gonna happen, and it seemed like this was like a genuine process that had to play out. You can't tell me that that Lane Kiffin, that a prayer he said on Saturday after midnight is what made the difference between him staying at Ole Miss and him going to LSU, and he just found that out between midnight on Saturday into Sunday and Sunday at 9 a.m. You could not convince me of that, no matter how hard you tried.
Yeah, so there's a few things to just add some general context. First off, Marty Smith, I always loved him, but hats off. That was stupid, man. Spending 3 days without your family, just stuck in the Ole Miss athletic department. Get out of here.
You didn't deserve that.
No. So here's the thing. So I was of the original thought of, hey, you should let him coach. It's a battle for the national title, all these things. And then, but what changed my mind was the attitude. It was clear that he just wasn't all there. I'm not going to have a head coach who's trying to go for a national title. I'm not going to have him there if he clearly is focused somewhere else. I'm just not going to have it.
That's just Lane Kiffin's style.
It's just his style. By the way, look at coaches who have respect, right? Look at the JMU coach who might be going to the CFP. He is I believe he's going to UCLA. 5-year deal at UCLA. UCLA said, hey, coach your team. We'll see you in a few weeks. Why? Because that's where his focus is. We'll see you in a few weeks. That's the difference. The other part is, and this is what made me. Well, actually, before I get to that,
Can I
Rick
jump in with
Pitino.
something real quick? I'm sorry.
Oh,
Something just
please
came out.
go.
And I think Brandon's going to want to hear this.
Go.
I think Brandon particularly is going to want to hear this. Oregon offensive coordinator.
I was going to get to that too. Yeah.
Will Stein has been announced as the new head coach at Kentucky.
Thank God. Thank God.
I love that. That's the reaction. I love
Thank God.
that is the reaction.
Thank
You know why he took the Kentucky job, right? He's from Kentucky.
Don't care. Take him.
You didn't like him at all?
Will Stein's a bum. That guy holds this offense hostage every year. It's the reason he's the difference between Oregon scoring 20 points versus anyone else getting them to score 40, 50 on a good team.
Scoop, thank you for jumping in and just doing it now because that reaction was so perfect. Thank you for that.
It literally just came across my screen, so it may be a few minutes old, but it just came across my screen.
It happened on Saturday.
Oh, it literally says December 1st.
Oh, so it was probably no. Never mind. I probably heard rumors on Saturday, and then it was like official this morning. I think. I don't know.
Happy.
I saw it this morning.
I couldn't be happier.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
That was a good jump, Scoop. That was a good jump.
It's me wanting Kevin Patullo to leave. That's basically what this is. Do you know how many
Kevin
times
Patullo would get a more aggressive reaction than that?
I don't see Kevin Patullo becoming the head coach of the Patriots.
I'm so tired of Will Stein on 2nd and 8 calling literally for some reason a long developing bubble screen. I'm tired of it.
Imagine Kevin Patullo becoming a head coach.
You know what? It's a possibility still.
It's not.
The fact that he's been put out there as a name teams are looking at by multiple people who are go-to people for NFL information is insane.
So really quick, Rick Pitino, who's the head coach at St. John's, he's I'm not. This was his tweet. I'm not knocking football, but there's something wrong with the calendar. I'm at SJU, and we are potentially a 1 seed and can win the national championship, and I can leave in March. What's going on? Yeah, it's really stupid. So the thing that changed my mind completely, because I was on the other side. I was like, I want to let him coach. What changed my mind completely was this. Guys, it's Sunday morning on Thanksgiving weekend, and Lane Kiffin is telling his head coaches or his coaches on the offensive side, if you want to come to LSU with me, you leave with me on the plane at 2 p.m. or whenever he left, and you just come with me. Dude, it's a holiday weekend. I want to be with my family, and I want to get ready for the playoff. Shut your mouth. Yeah. And the best part is, the Ole Miss athletic director said, we're going to pay our staff. We're going to pay our staff to keep them. And I think 90 to 95% of the staff is staying.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Good.
Which is amazing.
Apparently, that morning, I can't remember exactly who it was. It may have been the AD who said it. But apparently, shocker, apparently Lane Kiffin was speaking hostilely toward people at Ole Miss and had to be escorted out by security and didn't get a chance to talk to his players again.
Yeah, so and by the way, there was supposed to be a team meeting. That didn't happen at all.
Yeah.
And so
who reported that? Diana Rossini?
No, it was literally one of his actual players.
I mean,
one of his actual players tweeted out and basically said, our coach is leaving, and he doesn't even speak to us.
Yeah. This is Caleb Odom. Caleb Odom tweeted, couldn't even come face to face with your players and tell you yourself. Thumbs down. Clearly.
Yeah, imagine having some loyalty to your program and leaving like a man, but no.
No.
Dick.
So here's my thought on this.
I'm good. Sorry.
No, it's real. It's a real thought. No, but the thing is, if you're gonna like with the whole JMU thing, the coach going to UCLA, if you're gonna have respect for your program and your players, UCLA was cool with that, and they're letting him stay and they're letting him potentially win a national championship. Again, rather unlikely, but it's there. It could possibly happen. That's his focus. Put him there. So that's the thing. If you're going to treat it with humility and leave with humility, that's how you do it, and it didn't happen. So I know, Shane, you're bitter about your history with Caleb DeBoer in Washington when it comes to this as well.
It's not even that. It's just in general. It's like when you okay. When
But didn't they? He didn't leave until after the season, I don't think.
No, yeah, which I'll give him credit for that at least. But it's like I just look at guys like this, where Steve Sarkisian's done this a couple times.
Yep.
You know, he left before a bowl game. But I mean, that guy's a fraud with a capital F, so go figure. So, you know, it's like, I mean, the reason it bothers me so much is because it's like they're not leaving for more money or for winning more games. Like, they already had that where they were. Like, you know, they're just leaving simply for ego, in my opinion.
And
because,
by the way, I don't go ahead, Shane. Finish up.
Well, I was just gonna say because like they both, like in the case of DeBoer or Lane Kiffin, like they both had top 10 programs and a lot of really good recruits, and like they, you know, DeBoer made a national championship. What's his name? Lane Kiffin was 11-1. This, you know, like, so then for them to just say, "All right, screw you, I'm out," you know, it's like it's just such a slap in the face to the kids you recruited there and their families, the fans of the team.
The kids you're recruiting follow you. That's the thing.
I know, but still, like, you know, you give them a whole BS. It's like, oh, come to Washington, it's great, or come to Ole Miss, and then just saying like, actually, screw this place, I'm leaving. You know, it's like I don't know. To me, it doesn't really say a lot about you. I think
it's fair, but sorry, finish up. Sorry, it's just
it's just like
irks me too in a way. That's why I want to jump in.
It just annoys me because it's like, you know, I get it. It's like, oh well, you know, it's Bama or it's LSU or whatever. It's like, okay,
yes, that's exactly my point. You are going to it's a better job. It's a better
Here's the thing,
job.
Though. It's not necessary just because it's a better job doesn't necessarily mean it's easier. Like, you know, recruiting is not any easier down there, despite the NIL money and the facilities and whatever else. Because
it's the same. It's what it is. SEC is always competitive.
So I mean, it's like, yeah, okay, you got all these new perks, but like you still got to recruit with Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Georgia, Florida. Like there's
even a lot of the Big Ten schools in that side of the country.
Yeah, for sure. And even, you know, like. You know, even like Oregon to an extent. I mean, for a Northwest school, they get a lot of Southern guys. You know.
Yeah, you guys are the only school that does that effectively. Honestly,
so
I love it.
Yeah,
we're like you know, most teams are caught in the crossfire, right, of that stuff. We're just chilling, collecting fast, strong players. Be like, hey, we'll be 11-1 this year. We'll be fine.
Yeah, thanks,
Phil
Knight.
But that's the thing. Yes, Phil Knight's the point, right? Because you guys get equal or similar, amount of NIL money that these SEC schools do.
Yeah. And in, you know, for like the case of Texas, I mean, there's a lot of big oil in Texas, a lot of money coming from that, you know, and a lot in, you know, like Dallas, Atlanta, you know, these are places, Florida, these are places that have very wealthy people, whether it's in tech, in entertainment, whatever. So, yeah, anyways, all that to say, it just annoys me because it's like, just because they have more NIL money or they have it doesn't mean it's going to be any easier.
You're just
you
better
still,
suited is the issue. You're just, as a coach, you're better suited for success
yeah,
in certain ways.
but I mean, in a way, yeah, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just bitter, but like,
no.
just,
And by the way,
every
that's
time,
completely fair. It's completely fair to be bitter
like,
if you're an Ole Miss
every
fan. If you're a
time,
it's fair.
it's not even that I'm bitter. It's just every time I see this, even before DeBoer or Sark, whoever, it just annoys me. It's like, this is like, I want to see schools like Ole Miss do well, as opposed to just the same, 5 schools every year that are the top dogs. No offense.
Okay, but then here's my question though. For a Boise State, which DeBoer was at, for a JMU, like
Fresno
the loyalty,
State.
Fresno State, excuse me. This is just the norm, guys. The coaches are just not loyal at all, no matter at any. And I get Group of 5 is different and whatever, but
Right, that's the difference. Because that's Division, like Fresno State's Division 1, but it's FCS. It's not the same.
Or like
FBS.
the Mountain West is a different group than yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it just comes down to one thing. They always say, like, money, power, and fame corrupts people. That's what it does with the coaches.
Yeah.
It just does. They move on. Like, listen, like that's all Lane Kiffin's ever been about. It's money. There's no loyalty. It's cutthroat.
And college age girls sliding into his DMs apparently.
Has anyone been able to verify if that was true or if that was AI?
I think it's real, personally. I'm just looking at it.
I've heard
legit.
mixed things. I've heard mixed things. I've heard stuff that it's not real. I've heard stuff that I have no idea.
It's pretty hard to do shadowing like that with AI. I'll just say that.
I mean,
I think it's legit.
Anyone can forge text messages, though. It's not,
but not with the lighting that was on that picture.
But didn't it basically happen? I mean, I know he was already part of the Jags, but it happened to Urban Meyer, didn't it?
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So much happened during that one season. I don't even remember it all.
So the thing with Urban Meyer at Jacksonville,
is Urban Meyer even real?
He was on the herd last week, and I forgot he existed.
Well, yeah, because he's on Big Noon Kickoff
exactly
now. And no offense, Fox, but I don't know who watches Big Noon Kickoff minus the actual game. Everyone's watching College Game Day.
I don't even know what Big Noon Kickoff is.
It's basically Fox's version of College Game Day with Matt Leinart, Urban Meyer, Reggie Bush is on it, I think, and Mark Ingram's on it.
That's a weird lineup.
College Game Day anytime.
Yeah, I'd rather watch College Game Day.
Isn't it Desmond Howard too?
Yeah, Desmond does it.
And Coach Saban.
Yeah, 100%. No, but the thing is, or with Urban at Jacksonville, it was actually like it was that stuff, but it was also he hired a guy who was like, I think it was oh shit, I'm trying to remember. Was it offensive line coach? I could be wrong. He was there was a guy who was at Iowa. Was it Iowa? Yeah, he was at Iowa. I think he was hired as an offensive line or something defense. He had an ongoing sexual assault case when he was hired for the Jags. That guy.
Yeah.
Like there was just stuff like that where it was just these like, and obviously he literally told Nick, I think it was Nick Saban. He literally told Nick Saban the NFL is like playing Alabama every week. And I'm like, no shit. No shit, it's the NFL, you idiot. Okay. I was like, yeah, no shit. What do you yeah.
Urban. Who names their child Urban? That's the real.
Who names their child Urban?
That right there should be the indicator, but anyways,
look up his history.
That's neither here nor there.
Now I'm curious. I'm gonna look up the history while you guys go on to the next thing. Hold on. I'm gonna look up his history.
History of what? Urban Meyer?
Early life history. What? Why? Oh, that's why. I mean, he's an Ohio guy. Well, what the hell
Why
is
does he
even
exist?
Ohio? Yeah, why is Ohio a thing? So,
OHIO, baby.
because Ohio's like the weirdest state in America, next to Florida. So,
It is true.
Ohio is essentially the Florida of the Midwest.
yeah, it is. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that his name is Urban. Why not just go by his middle name? His middle name is Frank.
Frank Meyer?
For the
It's like
longest time, I
Fred
thought
Meyer.
Robert's dad's name was Frank.
Because he uses the pseudonym of Frank. It's a complicated thing. I'm not going to get to it on this show.
I mean,
No.
at this point, I mean, listen. At this point,
I need every detail right now.
At this point, he might as well be Oscar Mayer because he's a big weenie. So
True.
Do you guys like the wiener
That's kind
races?
of like a scoop insult.
Do you guys like the wiener races at the Indianapolis 500 this year? Where people were just driving those the Oscar Wiener trucks on the track, and it was like this huge thing.
God, I saw one.
So good.
Side
It was
topic,
so good.
seeing one of those on the road is the best thing ever. Seeing one of those things drive on the road, especially down the not mind you, in a Jersey highway, so everybody's flying. So I'm seeing a flying hot dog going down the highway. It's the greatest thing ever.
It's not like here in the Northwest where everyone drives like they're on a 2-beer buzz, just like, yeah, all right.
Well, not only that, the weed. The weed makes everyone drive.
That's
the
weird.
high
So,
over there.
so.
Yeah.
Seattle drivers are the most like relaxed, slow, chill drivers ever.
Oh my
It's
God.
so weird.
Don't drive in Jersey. You drive slow like that, someone's gonna rear end you, and so like you're literally gonna become an Oscar Mayer like hot dog. You're gonna get sandwiched. Like you're literally gonna be screwed if you drive that slow in Jersey. And people are cutting up, doing 150, like cutting and darting in between traffic. It's fantastic.
Scoop, any other college football stuff on your end before we move on?
I mean, I don't think there's really going to be much more to say until we actually see some things happen in the games. At this point, I mean, this Lane Kiffin thing is pretty much a done over saga, in my opinion, because, I mean, yeah, there's going to be some fallout, but like in terms of Lane's relevance in and of itself, anything that gets dragged on to and is talked about is really going to be, I think, media pushed. There's nothing that's already going to there's nothing he's going to say or do that's going to change what anyone really thinks. I don't think, aside from these pictures or these text messages, whatever. But like at this point, no one who is sympathetic to Lane Kiffin in this situation is suddenly going to turn against him. I don't think, and then nobody, I think, who is who opposes him or finds him reprehensible. Is going to suddenly become sympathetic to him is basically my thought process.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Shane, what do you got for us on Minnesota's defense? Because it's a super efficient defense against the run, but not as much against the pass.
Yeah, it's hit or miss, because they show a lot of guys up front and oftentimes blitz, which, if you can get to the quarterback quickly, it's good. But if you can't, then you leave the back totally exposed. So I have an example of this where sorry, just gotta
turn
over.
Turn.
I thought you were having the hiccups there for a second. I was like, what the hell?
No. So here's what we got. This was a play that Seattle ran, which it picked up a first down, surprisingly. But it's a great example of how their defense can be really effective, and also you can get burned easily. So Seattle here, they're in flex right closed, squeezed, flex right squeeze closed. Okay, mouthful. Flex right, squeeze closed. Defense here, they're in a bare 4-6 front. So what that means, you got 6 guys at front, 3 linemen, and well, it's actually 2 linemen technically, and 4 linebackers, which is bizarre. So as you can see, they only have 2 true linemen, tackle and nose. All the other 4 guys are linebackers. So that right there is strange. This is 4-6 bare front, stud show is what this is called, because stud, which is the secondary inside linebacker, he shows like he's going to blitz, but then backs off. So the reason Minnesota's blitzes are so effective is because you got 6 guys on the line, as you can see, and the issue is you don't know who is going to blitz or who's going to drop back. So these 4 guys, the Mike, nose, tackle, strong side backer, all 4 of them attack these 3 guys. And that's how they get through, because Anthony Bradford is too stupid to help out with the Mike blitzing. He starts backpedaling, thinking Stud is going to blitz him, even though Stud is backpedaling. Luckily, Kenneth Walker was in the backfield, so he goes up and helps a little bit with the block, gives Darnold enough time. And then, Tiger's out here on this side, weak side linebacker. And then Abraham Lucas is able to contain him more or less. So, had Walker not been there, this probably would have been a sack or worse, because, you guys do the math. 40 linemen, 3 offensive linemen. There you go. So what ends up happening is he gets it to the F, which is Cooper Kupp, runs a quick out route here, and basically field side corner is playing way deep like a safety. I don't know why, but he just is. I guess it was the right look because they ended up sending 2 guys deep. So, anyways. So JSN goes up. Field side corner is on him. And then when they're right about here, there's this intersection point, right? Kupp just kind of sneaks underneath them, and the nickel is not able to sort of catch up. So then that leaves a little window right here for Kupp, and he gets the first down. Because Z, which was Shaheed, he's got boundary side corner on him and rubber safety up there. Free safety's in the middle, along with Stud, so Y's out. And then H isn't going out for a pass. So your only option here is F, Cooper Kupp, and he's open. So this is one example of why this defense, if you can get the pressure in quick enough, it's great. But if not, like in this situation, then you can get burned real easily because you get all sorts of mismatches for your DBs. Yeah, and there are tons of examples where Minnesota's weird rushing and pressures do work well because, he was sacked 4 times, so obviously. But I would have to find an example.
Yeah.
And
So I want to ask you this question because I said this on the show yesterday, and I wanted to see if it's something that you're noticing as well, or if I'm not reading it the same way that I should be when it comes to Sam Darnold. Do you think he's not reading who's pressuring at the line of scrimmage at all? Or do you think I'm kind of being a little bit I guess, facetious or out of line with that.
What do you mean? Like
he just
is
doesn't
he?
know who's coming at him. He doesn't know like, oh, let me change protection here, or let me. I know the center's supposed to do a lot of that, but I don't
Yeah,
think he
that's
just
the center
sees
who
what's
calls
coming.
that.
I know it's the center
Right.
mostly calls that, but I'm wondering if he's not seeing it as well as he should, I guess.
I think it's possible. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, as quarterbacks, we are taught to look at the DBs on pass plays when we're getting set, because that's where we're going, or at least that's where we want to go. And the mindset is more or less like, okay, trust the guys in front of you to do what they're supposed to. When you have somebody, though, like Anthony Bradford on your offensive line, you can't exactly do that reliably. Because I went back when I was doing this, looking for the right play. I saw at least a dozen times where the offensive line, they were all kind of in sync, doing their thing, whatever. And Anthony Bradford was just standing there guarding grass.
It's like the Raiders' offensive line.
When you have a team who loves a 4-4 or a 4-6 type of defense and likes to blitz 5-6 guys at a time, you cannot afford to have one of your linemen standing there doing jack shit. Okay. You got to have all hands on deck, because the rest of the guys, I mean, yeah, they'd get beat on occasion, but like they were doing fine, you know.
Especially for what that defense is, doing fine is what you want. You're going to get beat.
Yeah, especially on the left side. Like, I've watched a lot. I mean, I watched a lot of Seahawks this year. Cross and Zabel, left tackle, left guard, they really don't allow much pressure at all.
Yeah, they're some of the best in the league for that reason.
Yeah, and they're great in the run game too. And Anthony Bradford, surprisingly, is great at run blocking. He's a fantastic run blocker. It's just pass blocking. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He can't find his own ass from a hole in the ground, bro. So, it's like, no, seriously, like there's so many instances where he's just standing there, and I'm like, there's just two guys running right past him. I'm like, dude.
Oh, I'll give you tape on Cam Jurgens this year. Oh Lord.
No, I'm sure you can relate. But
that was something I saw, and I really loved. I think it was the right guard today in the Patriots game, because obviously there's not much time in the Patriots game. We wouldn't talk about it normally on a Sunday anyway. But
yeah, what's his name?
I forgot who's his. Because I don't know if it's their backup or their starter right now, because I know they're dealing with some injuries. I know Will Campbell's out or whatever. But I saw him, right? Like the rush is coming at him. He's putting his arms up. It's a pass play. And then he just stands there for a few seconds. He's like, wait, no one's in front of me. And then he looks to his left. Oh, there's someone here that I can double team, and then shifts over and helps. 20-yard pass down the field, right? Like that's the shifting you want from your offensive line.
You got, as an offensive line, particularly a guard, you've got to be very aware. Because for tackles, I mean, yeah, you got to be a little more athletic, more agile, more shifty, but you're pretty much covering the end man. Like it's fairly straightforward. But as a guard, that's where, you get guys trying to shoot gaps. You get, a lot of switches, disguise blitzes, all these different things. So you got to, and the center as well, because he's the one who's looks at that. He's like, okay, he'll call out, yeah, Lobo, or Rio, whatever the call is. Linda, Dodge, Rye. I like rye. But yeah. So
Can you explain that again? Just
what?
for new viewers, Lobo and Rye and those
It's not
pieces.
left and right.
That's
Yeah,
just
left and
left and
right.
right, right? Just
Just
standard left and right.
for yeah, but it's for. I mean, they mean different things. Like, because like Lobo is. I need to just look up what it stands for. It's driving me crazy.
I tried to look it up the other day and I couldn't find Jack.
Or well, not look. I just have to look at our playbook. But anyways, what did I do with it? Oh yeah, that's not something
Where
you want
did
to
I
hear.
find this
What'd you
thing?
do with the playbook?
Could you imagine a coach in the NFL saying, "Where's my playbook? I lost it."
That happened. When did that happen? The Niners Chiefs Super Bowl. I don't know if you guys remember this. Niners Chiefs Super Bowl. The morning of media day, because it was opening. They did the whole NFL or the Super Bowl opening night thing. A lot of the Niners playbooks were lost that week, or like something happened with their playbooks. They found it later on, but like something happened with it. I think it was the Niners Chiefs one. I think it could have been. Funny enough, it could have been one of those Patriots Super Bowls.
Yeah. Okay. Lobo. Okay, so Lobo is just slide to the left, and then you have one guy go to the right, usually a guard, or and then the opposite of that would be Ringo. Slide to the right, and then one pulls left.
Yeah, makes
there
sense.
Yeah, I'm not an offensive line expert. In fact, I don't know much at all, but I know. I don't know nothing, but you know, it's like one of the positions that I really didn't ever play or coach, because I mean, look at me, you know. But so yeah, but it's I think Darnold is just he just has his sights downfield so much that he doesn't really pay attention to, you know, blitzes, or I mean, I'm totally guessing here. That's just what it seems like to me. And then, then you have a couple linemen. Their center's not great either. I can't even remember his name right now, but Olawutimi. You know, you get those two in there, and they screw up the protection. It's just, yeah. And teams know how to take advantage of that. I mean, obviously the Rams, they have his number. He's 0-3 against them the last year and a half. And Minnesota, they played against him every day in practice, so obviously they know what what he's good and bad at. So yeah,
we were talking to kind of finish this up. We were talking about Kevin Patullo, as we always do in our group chats. Funny enough. And what was he before OC? Was the pass game coordinator?
He was the pass game coordinator, yeah.
Shane was like,
Shocker.
what is a pass game coordinator? I don't even know what they do. What would they be doing? Like, that's...
Well, I don't know.
Well, you know what I think? I mean, well, I don't know.
I don't know. Can we get the pass game coordinator expert in here?
Well, because clearly he's done a whole lot of nothing in Philadelphia. But I mean, I think it's just pretty simple, because usually your OC is the one that calls the plays, helps design the offensive playbook, all these different things, right? So I'm assuming your pass game coordinator is just responsible for kind of helping implement the pass game into the playbook. So that's the one.
I'm reading about it right now. It's the assist with installing the pass concepts.
Yeah, no wonder it sucks. No wonder this offense sucks.
But hey, don't egg your offensive coordinator's house, please.
Yeah, but what do you listen? living
It's
in New
Philly, though.
Jersey.
What do you expect?
Like, I think he doesn't even live in Jersey. Like, I hate when people say South Jersey is Philly. Yes, by proximity. Yes, by the fact that they're Eagles fans. Yes, it's Philly adjacent. But the state line is the state line. It's South Jersey. I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, well, like this area is basically Philly." I'm like, yeah, but it's not. It's like you don't call the Statue of Liberty, which is technically part of New York. We don't call it Jersey. We don't call Staten Island Jersey. Like, no, Staten Island's part of New York, even though it should be New Jersey. Like, I don't consider Camden County part. Like, it's not. It's not Pennsylvania because it's separated by a state line. Are they all Eagles fans there? Yes. Can they all just walk right over the bridge, walk right into Philadelphia? Yes, but it's not Philadelphia. Like.
It's like that. It's like that thing from. It's like that thing from. What is it? Sunny in Philadelphia or whatever, where it goes. Do you guys know? Did you guys know Pittsburgh? Do you guys know Pittsburgh is in Pennsylvania? Yes.
Well, but
it's always sunny. There we go. I apologize for
yeah.
It's always sunny fans here.
This is why I always tell people though, like when anything South Jersey related comes up, they're like, "Oh, those damn Philly people." I'm like, people from North Jersey and New York City move to South Jersey too. It's not just Philadelphians. These people lived in Jersey for most of their life. It's not Pennsylvania. It's not Philly. And Kevin Petullo's house.
It's not a podcast without Brandon talking about the proximity
the state
of
lines and how the state lines that surround my state. Yes, or that make up my state. But point being, Petullo's house is in South Jersey, not Philadelphia. So listen, knowing what the population of South Jersey is like, seeing it firsthand for since I was 4 or 5 years old, so over 20 years. It's a lot of shady people down there. A lot of rough looking people. So it doesn't surprise me. And the thing is, if you look at the video of them doing that, I don't know if it was eggs, I don't know if it was rocks, whatever it was. But it looked and sounded like it was a bunch of teenagers who just don't know any better. Just a bunch of idiot kids.
Yeah, just a bunch of idiots. Yeah.
Listen, it's South Jersey. I know what lives in South Jersey. People in Jersey, Philadelphia, and New York know what lives in South Jersey. It's not a lot of good. I'll tell you that right now. So it's it doesn't surprise me that people down there took it to the extreme and went to go throw stuff at his house. But come on, man. What are we doing here? You don't like the guy, that's fine. But this is already the third time I think in 4 weeks that we've had something like that is really risky, really dangerous to do. You had the one guy calling 911 or something like that to report a crime.
And Kevin Petullo, yeah.
You can't do that to a first responder. There's serious calls that have to get through. You can't do that either. They did that. Then now you have this. And hell, you even had. We thought it was, funny at the time, but it is a serious situation where it's people posting it's funny because it's not a first responder thing. It's, hey, you can actually call the Eagles. They have the number to call.
Well, yeah, you can call. It's a business.
Yeah,
call any business. Yeah, it's a business.
That's okay. But then telling people to bomb the line with asking them to fire Kevin Petullo is actually crazy. But,
it's a little much.
But it's
what do you expect from a bunch of people who, when you win a championship, you start riding poles and getting smacked in the face?
No, listen,
and hurting yourself.
I understand. See, this is what I hate when people are like, "Oh, you the same people that wish on that love Philly's quote unquote downfall right now are the same ones telling us to be thankful that we've won 2 in 7 years and we've been to 3 and that we won last year. I'm like, no, when you're a team that's this good, you want more, and you're supposed to get more. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna be pissed off. I don't care. Listen, Giants fans, calm your ass down, poverty franchise. I don't want to hear from you. You haven't been good in 15 years. Zip it.
You know what's funny? That Monday Night Football, right when the game was starting to get out of hand today, they brought up Eli Manning holding up the trophy, and then Troy Aikman's like, "It's been a long time since then." I'm like, Do we really need this on the broadcast?
How much dust is it collecting? Oh, that's really funny that Troy Aikman would say that.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah. I was
him.
gonna say from
Dust.
Troy
Yeah,
Aikman of all people.
Yeah,
His is
Yeah,
probably
been a long time since your Cowboys have done that.
Yeah,
either.
there's no DVD of the Cowboys championship years. It's on VHS. No one has that anymore.
Okay, this is really funny. So, in my research of the pass game coordinator, I went on ChatGPT afterwards,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
and I said,
God.
no, this is good. This is good. I said, if an offensive coordinator in football is like the creative director in a corporate company, I'd say that tracks. Okay,
It works.
what would a pass game coordinator's position be in that company?
Damn it.
And ChatGPT says they would be the creative strategist, which just goes to prove my point. What the hell is a creative strategist?
I might have applied for some creative strategist jobs in my
You know what I
time.
mean? I'm just saying.
I thought you were gonna say that it tracks your point of like how are they getting promoted directly to CEO?
Well, that too. But
also, I think the original comparison we made in the chat is a pass game corner feels like a receptionist at a hotel, and it kind of does,
yeah.
See, that's when I tell people. I mean, listen, we beat the Eagles to death for good reason, but this is why I tell people. Like, and people are like, oh no, like there are still people out there like, oh, I think Nick Sirianni's a great coach. I'm like, him and Patullo have been together since Indy, so for the last 5 years they've been together. It's the same offense. It's Nick Sirianni and Patullo's offense. It's not good. We saw this in 2021 when he came over and didn't let Steichen have the playbook. It's the same offense. I've seen it for 5 years. I don't want to see any more of it. That's the problem. So both of them, God, if you're listening, please give us a competent offense next year. Oh my God! Listen,
next year. You don't think it's going to change this year?
Next year, because what's going to change?
It's week 13. It's not happening this year.
Did you hear what Nick said today?
What did he say today?
He gave a one-word answer. He said they said is Kevin Patullo still your guy basically? And he said he said are you making a change at play caller? And he just said nope.
No.
That was it.
Yeah, he said nope, and they're like, oh, so they're like, and then they asked him again, they're like, oh, so you're confirming that Patullo is going to be the coordinator the rest of the year? He's like, yeah, like look dead at the camera. But not like a confident way, like he would do after a win.
No, he was very deadpanned. It was really
he looks
weird.
Defeated. He's like I've seen that look 1,000 times from him. When he gives that look and only answers with one word, that means season over. So I've seen it 1,000 times. I'm tired of seeing it.
Scoop, do you have any final thoughts before we move on to post-credit scene?
Well, I want to add more of what was also said in that.
Yeah, please. Yes.
Because, and I said this to Rob earlier, I don't remember if it was independently or in the group chat, but the discussion basically, because the discussion went to obviously what was sort of reevaluated over the past week if they decided to stick with Patullo as OC. And basically, I guess that was more of like a scheming type of thing about about how to switch up and sort of overhaul the schemes that they've been running. I don't know, obviously, what that will look like going forward. I guess, obviously, we'll see that against the Chargers. But
I'm very curious if it makes like that's going to be the biggest thing I'm excited for against the Chargers.
That's the one thing I'm interested in out of all the things I heard today was that he did say, oh, we're looking into changing the scheme up a little bit. I'm like, wow, you're finally doing your job after 5 years 4 years of being an Eagles. No, yeah, 5 years of being an Eagles head coach. Good job. We're finally doing something. Hopefully.
When you guys yell about the Eagles on Monday, it's going to be even funnier for me because
oh my God,
because you're doing Mike Wazowski's isms.
Yeah, I'm doing as I did last year with The Simpsons. I'm going to be taking notes on the Monsters Inc. cast for just to see if there's anything funny that we can talk about, because The Simpsons, it was hilarious last year. So if your offense is like awful,
I don't
with Mike
want to see.
Wazowski at quarterback.
I don't want to see a Mike Wazowski push.
Oh my god, I want that so bad.
No, I do.
I want that so bad.
I didn't even think of it until you said it.
I want that so bad.
You know
How are they going to do
funny?
the tush push?
You're gonna see it on the broadcast. You're gonna see a Mike Wazowski tush push, and then you're gonna see Mike Wazowski lose the football in the scrum for another turnover. I really hope things do. Like, if he really means what he says, and is like, oh yeah, that we act like, because he finally gave a different answer than any answer he's given over the last 4 or 5 years. I really hope they reevaluate it. And I really hope that they looked at the scheme and figured out what's wrong. Because if they did not, like, listen, I said I was not going to watch another game. I won't watch this once, just because he basically made a promise that things would be different on Monday. If they are not, I don't care anymore. Please get off my football team. You and Patullo, gone. Done. History. Get off of my football team. Please.
Oh my god.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I'm very excited for a Mike Wazowski tush push. It will be very weird though. It will be very weird. I'm very excited though. Oh jeez. Did everyone watch Usual Suspects this week?
Yeah, I did.
Is that Scoop? Are you good?
Please repeat that sentence.
Did you watch the movie this week? Were you able to this week, or?
No, I was not.
He was focused on Bama.
I respect that. Do you want to stay and listen to us talk about it, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But
totally fine.
I got back late today, and
totally fine. You
That's
had a
fair.
long week. That's totally fair. All right, Shane. Start off with the Usual Suspects. Give us the lowdown here.
Yeah, well, this is this is like a classic, mystery crime sort of movie, and for good reason. It's I remember when I watched this movie for the first time. How old was I? 16, 17, something like that. I saw it was high up on the IMDb top 250 and read a lot of great things about it. And no, it was 17 because because it was right after. Robert, you might remember this. You remember who was at our high school graduation the year before we graduated?
Was it Spacey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, doesn't not fondly about it now.
No, but at the time we were like, "Whoa, that's so cool!" Because his his goddaughter went to our school or something. I don't know what it was.
I believe that's what it was. Yeah, because I think I remember. Because funny enough, everyone was freaking out, but the only person I heard about it directly was from you.
Yeah, no, I just saw I saw him and I was like, "Is that?" And then and then a bunch of people got pictures with him and they were like, "Oh my gosh, look!" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess it was him."
Can I say something quickly about Kevin Spacey before we start?
Yeah.
To me, the weirdest thing about his acting career is that he was a villain in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I'm never gonna get over that. It was a great performance. It was great. I liked it, but it doesn't fit Call of Duty at all to have him. It was just so out of pocket. It was
that's
so
the thing
out
about,
of pocket.
That's the thing about. So, anyways, yeah. The graduation happened, and then I saw this movie in the top 250, and I was like, "Oh, hey, it's that guy! I just met him. Well, let me watch this." And then, a few weeks later, the whole news broke about him.
Was that weeks after that?
I'm pretty sure, or maybe months. It wasn't very long after.
Because I know it was right around when the new season of House of Cards was coming out, or maybe it was just out, something like that. Anyway.
No, I'm looking at it. Cause I remember that too. So you guys graduated what? When in 2017? It was May, June, whatever it was.
Well,
We
we
weren't
graduated
because
in
we were the
18,
next year.
but
18.
I was
Okay, so yeah. When it broke, that means you guys were going into your final year.
Yes.
yeah. Because when was it?
If it was 17,
It was
yeah.
because it was the first allegation was October 2017.
Okay, yeah. So a few months
Okay.
later, because
Yeah.
I was at when I was in
Yeah,
high school.
House of
I
Cards
went.
came out that summer. It came out in like August, I think, or July. Anyway.
Yeah, something like that. Because I went to graduation every year when I was in high school because I was in the band. Um, so I was required to go and play. Um, so that's the only reason I was there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have been there and whatever. But anyways, um, but yeah, no. So Kevin Spacey. I think. I mean, I don't know, obviously, but just based off the evidence that has been collected and everything, even though he got away with it, kind of. Um,
He said he's quote unquote homeless and living out of Airbnbs.
yeah, because he settled all of his cases, meaning he did it and he just paid them off to essentially,
Yeah.
keep quiet. So, obviously not the best guy, we can assume. But he is a really gifted actor, despite all that. I mean, that's just the truth. Um, and he's great in this, obviously. This I like how the mystery structure. It has a lot of unreliable narrator, kind of like clues that you don't realize are clues until later, and just things that it's like, things that make sense later on, and just like reframes your perspective of it. And I mean, the whole cast is great. I mean, I especially love Benicio del Toro in this thing. I mean, to be fair, I think he's great in everything, but but yeah, and I just love the kind of gritty 90s film noir kind of like crime vibes. I think they totally nailed that, like with the just characters being kind of morally gray and like the whole criminal underworld aspect and like the yeah, I just think it's cool and great dialogue too, like so many iconic lines. And I think it's paced well. I mean, it's a little quick sometimes, but
I'm going to
but I
comment
don't
on
think
that.
it's
I'm going to comment
yeah.
on the quickness, yeah.
But I would rather I would rather a film be too quick than too long, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
And that is kind of like the one issue is just that it's like there's not really any sort of emotional depth or the characters feel more like archetypes or caricatures than they do like people, that's kind of the danger that a lot of murder mysteries, or not even murder, just mystery films in general, kind of fall into, because this isn't really a murder mystery. I mean, we see that in like the Knives Out movies. I love them, but they're very much like one-dimensional characters who are just playing an archetype, right? So yeah, but the thing that I love the most about this movie is the twist at the end. I did okay, I didn't know that this was the twist in particular, but I knew that there was one. So like when it happened, I wasn't totally shocked, but it still was like it was cool because it reframes your perspective of the whole movie, and it's kind of like whoa. um, another movie we did this year where I sort of feel that way too is The Sixth Sense. With that twist at the end, it's like it totally changes your view on the whole movie.
Unless you're me who caught it in the first 5 seconds.
Right. But the difference though is that movie is not like it's not as entertaining from start to finish.
Yeah.
It's more so like the twist happens and you're like, what? And then it makes you like think about the whole movie. But this is entertaining from start to finish. And like it's good. It's and then the twist happens and it's just like the icing on the cake. It's like, whoa. Whereas with Sixth Sense, I feel like instead of being icing on the cake, it's like the twist is the cake, if that makes sense.
I agree with that sentiment. Yeah.
So, yeah, which that's not a shot at that movie. I mean, I love that one as well. But yeah. So that's. I mean, overall, I'd give it. I think I'd give it an A minus. It's just outside of that one issue. I love it.
All right,
go,
Brandon. Your thoughts? I have to go last for this.
Well, once again, it's another movie we do where I caught the twist from a mile away. It's another one where I actually knew pretty much immediately what the twist was going to be. I'll tell you why I knew it. Because obviously having Kevin Spacey's character be the unreliable narrator, but he's talking about all the guys because they all died. So, like, he taught early on, he's like, oh yeah, this guy was. Okay, so why are you still alive?
So, right. That's a good point. Yeah.
So because if you're not the twist, then you would have been dead too. So I'm like, okay, and then what to me what really gave it away is early on in the movie when they're sitting in the prison cell and he doesn't talk. The other four are all just sitting there talking away. He says nothing. Usually in a movie, if that's usually the person that drives the story. Whenever you have a scene like that in a movie, that's the person right there. The one that's not talking. That's the most important. No matter if it's a twist or not, that's the most important person to this story. So I knew early on, I was like, okay, that's going to be the twist. I didn't know when it was coming, but I was like, yeah, I assume obviously by the end, but I was like, that's the twist. But I think that, but the thing is, even though I knew the twist, this wasn't like The Sixth Sense where I'm just waiting to get to the twist. It actually entertained me all the way through. Like,
yeah,
the action sequences, the internal tension between all the members, the whole story of how the final, obviously the final job goes south, all these different things. So, I like, it's not a movie where it's like, okay, like knowing the twist ruins it. Like a lot of times when you know a twist in a movie just ruins it, you're kind of just sitting around waiting for it. And I was still sitting waiting for it, but I was still entertained, but I wasn't bored by the rest of it. So, like, I think for that reason, it elevates it above kind of just being another one of those movies where I'm like, you tried to fool me, but you couldn't, kind of thing. I would like to think I'm smarter than the average bear when it comes to stuff like this, where I can basically point it out, because also Rob knows, I mean Shane too. We did Tenet last year. Tenet, I picked it up immediately. Yeah. And that's hard.
I love that. I love that movie partially because it's hard.
That movie is hard to understand what's going on. I got it on the first, pretty much like three quarters of the way through that movie. I got it, or hell, I think even halfway through I got it. But I think it's also just me being a movie fan, like not being able to talk about it like a critic way, but just being able to just watch a lot of movies and know the tropes and things like that. I think it's an easy kind of way to kind of catch it. So that's what knocks the movie down. Like Shane was saying, a lot of the characters do feel one dimensional, feel like archetypes, and it's a quick movie. The movie's only I think only if you cut out the credits, the movie is only an hour, 35 hour, 40 minutes. It's not a long
Yeah,
movie.
it's like an hour 40
Um,
some. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Quick.
So it goes quick. So you're basically just thrown into a whirlwind of action from start to finish. That's another thing. Like you're not. It doesn't. I feel like this movie would have been done better if you extended it out to 2 hours, and would have kind of had that extra 20 minutes in this movie to kind of have a little bit longer of a backstory and then go into it, the rest of it. Um, because you're really just getting thrown a lot of things, not things that are like going to be like going to blow your mind, like because it's not things that are going to overstimulate you when watching this movie, but like you're throwing a lot of things at once that are just like, okay, this guy is this guy is this guy is this guy is this. Okay, here's how they meet up. This is how they form, whatever, and away we go. So like but like just like any good movie. Like when you kind of have, I mean, you wouldn't call this an ensemble cast. I don't think. I mean, maybe you would.
It's close.
It's close,
Yeah,
but
it's debatable.
because even the lower end actors on this are famous. Like Peter Green. Peter Green is a well, another guy with another Jersey guy in this cast that has a very questionable outside of acting life. But you know, but I still, hey, listen, anytime I see a Jersey person in the cast, I'm like, yes, New Jersey.
Here's why I love New Jersey people. New Jersey people are like, yes, I love this state, while at the same time being like, I hate this fucking place.
Yeah, we're the only ones that do it too. Like real quick as a sidebar, they did a poll, right, of like what states hate which other ones like the most. New Jersey was the only state to say they hate New Jersey. It's like, yeah, it's about right. Like, we are
Who
proud.
ran that poll? Like
I think it was Puberty who ran it, like 2 years ago.
It was something silly. It was a poll they did, but still.
Yeah, it was Puberty who did it.
That's funny.
We're the only state to say that we hate ourselves. But
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, we're proud people. But if anybody else talks crap about our state, listen,
we'll blast them.
This is making me want to watch this movie when I am able to, hopefully in the next couple of days. Because and I do know one of my favorite actors is also in this movie, if I remember correctly, from when I read like the blurbs about it.
Well, what's good about this too is like also it makes you feel like home too, at least for me, because I hear all the New York accents.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure isn't Chaz Palminteri in this one?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's who I was referring to.
Yeah, he is. And then of course, like you've got Stephen Baldwin, New Yorker. Yeah. A lot of these guys are New Yorkers. So, Spacey, even though he wasn't here in Jersey long, he was born in Jersey. But that's why I think what elevates this movie is just the fact that even though I knew the twist, it doesn't bore me because the movie moves quickly. Like, that's kind of, so it's like a double-edged sword. I said I wanted the movie extended out to like, the 2 hour mark, but at the same time, would it be too much? Like, would it bore me if it was extended out to the 2 hour mark? Maybe. Because I knew the twist so early on. So, or maybe they could have at least pushed the twist back, at least from when I figured it out. They could have pushed it back more, and that probably would have helped. So I think overall with this movie, I mean, I think it's not a bad movie at all. It's another movie where I'm like, okay, good acting, good cast, good editing. I guess a little jumpy. Like when we get towards the second half of the movie, this movie kind of really speeds through a lot of things, and you can't really take it in I guess. So I think that'll knock it a little bit. So you know what? I'll still give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. I think it's a good movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. So and I've always heard about it. I always wanted to watch it. This movie's now 30 years old. So exactly 30 years old. So uh, yeah, I like it. It's a good 90s movie, good mystery movie. Um, hell, a lot of movies have tried to copy this exact formula since this came out. So this is like a blueprint for a lot of mystery movies. Um, well, crime and mystery movies. So yeah, I'll give it an 8. So I think yeah, I'm good with an 8 out of 10.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do this. This is the first time in the history of this show that Shane's picked a movie that I hated. I hate this.
Really?
I don't like this at all. I
Really?
genuinely don't. And by the way, in me saying that, I'm gonna give it like a 7. Still 7, but I hate it. I don't like it at all. I really don't. And it's because of the stuff you guys said. It's because and I watched this on a Wednesday afternoon. I didn't watch it like today. I watched it on Wednesday. So I also had the benefit of like thinking back to it over the holiday weekend and really thinking about what I wanted to say. But a lot of what you guys said was true in what I hate about this. Everybody feels like a MacGuffin. The characters are all over the place. Like, what's the point of this character? What's the point of this? Why are we like? Let me put it this way: the scenery, the locations that they decided, I immediately didn't like it. I was like, we're in a prison, we're in a house, we're in a poker place, or no, not poker place. We're in a pool place. We're in a skyscraping in this random place. What was the other weird thing that they were in?
They were offshore, like overseas.
They were overseas.
Yeah.
There was one other thing that pissed me off that they were at, and I was thinking about it and I just lost it. I was like, we're in this random like castle area. And in all these different places, you're meeting these different characters. Like, oh, I'm the person who runs this. I'm the person who does this. I'm this person's wife. Like, what's happening? Like,
there's a lot of unnecessary characters in this movie too.
And again, and oh no, that was the thing I was gonna say. So in the first half of this movie, there's a character that gets rolled into a hospital, and he's only speaking Hungarian, right? The Hungarian hospital bed guy, whatever that guy's name is. He gets rolled into this place. He speaks Hungarian. Then you have this detective who we know nothing about until that point, and then we finally know the purpose of this character in the third act. We saw you an hour ago and you did nothing.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? Like, so, and then it makes the director himself and the people surrounding him beyond worthless. I get, and part of it is this movie's entire goal, which is why I still give it a 7, which is why I respect it. This is the unreliable narrative movie. Everything in this is unreliable narrative. There's a purpose to why the characters are what they are and why there's so many. There's a purpose to why they're in all these different locations. But as a film, it's just exhausting. Like, wait, what? What's the purpose of this? What's this?
Basically the purpose is just trying to distract you.
You're just like, what's this? What? But it's too much. It's too much at once. There's no flow. There's no connectivity until the third act. And then the twist comes and you're like, oh, that was pretty cool. And then the part where he's saying what he said at the beginning, but it's all over the police wall and all that stuff. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like this movie enough, but I also really don't, because it doesn't feel like it feels like Deadpool 2 and fridging. That's what it feels like. It feels like fridging, where you just take a female and say, oh, we're going to kill them off so that the main character gets some, excitement or whatever. It feels like this whole movie was just that version of the character, but with different characters. Just one person getting fridged, one after another, not necessarily for motivation purposes, but just to string the plot along and do a bunch of MacGuffin and wasteful stuff. A lot of and again, I understand the purpose of why they did it, but to me, it just doesn't land. And it's a 7. Shane, are you surprised by that reaction, or do you get it?
No, I get it, because yeah, like you said, it feels like there's all these things happening for no reason, and it's like, um, it is. I will say, of all the movies we're doing this year, this is the one where I was like, I could see Robert and Brandon being kind of bored by this because
I wasn't bored by it at all. I was
bored.
super entertained like Brandon. I was super entertained like Brandon said. I was entertained. Like confused?
But it's just a movie standpoint.
Not satisfied with it.
That was me.
It's sort of like
that was me.
It's sort of like remember a couple years ago when we did Seven.
We weren't satisfied by the ending at all.
Ironically, another Kevin Spacey movie.
Yeah, that one hurt though, because that just felt like a slap in the face at the end of it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was one where.
By the way, I don't remember much of that movie anymore. That movie is really blocked out from my mind now.
Because the only thing that people remember for is what's in the box. That's it.
Scoop is so utterly confused without context. I
apologize. I've seen Seven.
But you know what ruined that? You know what ruined that movie? Brad Pitt's terrible acting. That's what ruined that movie. Jesus, he was awful in that movie.
Because he's great at physical acting, but not like.
That's why he's great in F1, because it's a physical action movie.
Are you in general not a Brad Pitt fan, or was just in that movie?
I think
just in that movie, I would think
he's hit or miss for me. Like some movies, I'm like, oh yeah, this is really good, and it's like it's like a really known, popular movie. And other movies, I'm like that people like. I'm like, he sucks in this. He actually can't act. I'm like,
he's great with expressions, with his face, his body.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but it's like
really amazing.
But the way
that's why he was great in F1.
But it's just like his delivery. Yeah, his delivery with lines is awful.
Right.
Like, oh god.
Yeah. So, Brandon, what's your reaction to what I said? Why I just really don't like it.
I mean,
still respect it enough to give it a 7.
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, the thing is, I was surprised, but I get it. But that's also kind of why I was like, that's another reason why I just couldn't spit it out. Where I was like, okay, this movie could have done with maybe lengthening it a little more and sticking to the locations a little bit longer. And
giving it a little bit more breathing room. Yeah,
because literally by the end of it, you're like, oh my god, they've been in so many different places, and almost nothing has happened in every single one of them.
Literally zero happens in a lot of locations.
Yeah, it's like and like when you do like a flashback and like then present then flash forward like kind of movie, like especially by the end of it, they are jumping back and forth a lot. And
again, there are characters and actors that I think are just wasted because it's like we don't need you here. We really don't.
Well, that's what it was. Like Benicio del Toro's character felt wasted. He was good and he was a good actor in this, but he felt wasted. Like what really was the point of killing him off? Like why was he the one picked to be killed off? Like out of the group first. Like I don't and also
that was weird.
Yeah. And then they don't say they kind of don't say what happened to him. He just shows up dead. on the shore. I was like, okay, whoa, we just saw him 2 seconds ago. Why is he dead now? Like, all right, yeah, like it's little things like that. Like it's just the little pacing things and little location things I don't like. Doesn't make me hate it. I understand it, yeah, but I just think the it's another movie where the cast saves it and where the build up to the twist, even though I knew the twist early, the build up to the twist saved it. Like it was still entertaining, and the when they actually had action-ish scenes in there or crime related scenes in there, it was actually really good. So I was like, okay, this works. I can get with this. But yeah, no, I get it. I wasn't surprised that you said that because I figured you would, because you said you wanted to go last. So I was like, okay, I know where this is going. Usually when you openly say, like, I'm usually second anyway to give my review.
Yeah, but I openly said I need to go last because I really don't like it.
You need to go last. Like, oh, here we go. Because anytime that happens, I'm like, okay. Look,
That was me with the. It's funny that the two movies that I didn't like of the stuff that we've done so far in the history of this show is The Grinch, Brandon's Christmas pick. Because even though I like that movie, it sucks. It genuinely is a awful
every
film.
Christmas movie to a degree sucks. It's just
and then amazingly, this to me is also at the bottom.
Yeah.
But yeah, where I just don't like it. But again, I'm still giving it a 7 because I think if I give it a 4 or 5, it'd just be disrespecting everything that's good about the movie. It would just be I feel like that would be massive disrespect. But
Yeah,
it's a 7. This I'm pretty confident this will finish last in my rankings at the end of the year. I will skew it very heavily because this will probably be last.
Well, I'll put it this way: compared to the other Benicio del Toro movie we've done, Sicario.
It's not even close.
Sicario's so much better.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I should have known though, because if a movie's not 29 hours long, Robert doesn't want to watch it.
That's actually a fair point. It's a fair point. I like long movies.
I also
really do.
And on the flip side, that's why I don't go to the movie theater really almost ever, because I can't just sit and watch a movie for 2 hours and 40 minutes and just focus on the movie.
I cut it off at 2:30. The only movie the only movie that's ever gone over that I've actually enjoyed from start to finish, and Rob knows, is the Batman. That's the only
fair.
one.
That's a great.
I know Shane.
Is there only one Batman film?
No. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's only. Oh my god. Oh no. Whoa.
There's like 9.
I think there's more than 9. I think there's like 15. Well, you also got to count. You got to count the
animated. I was going to say I thought there was more than one, so I was confused when you said the Batman.
No. It's called the movie is called The Batman to differentiate from the other Batman movies.
Yeah.
So there's Batman, then there's Batman 89,
which is also just called Batman,
and then The Dark Knight, and then The Batman.
The Batman. Which I also hate that title. The Batman is really
that sounds so weird.
I mean, it's an origin story, so I understand.
Well, it's also Warner Bros. They love Batman. They'll do anything to put Batman anywhere. Well, yeah, but I like other DC characters.
That's a 3-hour movie that, to me, I love the pacing, I love the acting, I love the story.
Should be 40 minutes shorter.
I agree with 40 minutes shorter.
The whole Falcone plot line, you can cut it.
Whoa! I will say that the Falcone plot line. Hang on, it does lead into the Penguin TV series, so it's kind of important.
You kind of
okay.
That's why they wrote it. They
can set it up in their own series.
That is true. They could have just set it up in the series.
Well, I think
it should have had more episodes.
Listen, I think it is kind of useless too, but it does kind of set up the whole thing with Selena Kyle with Catwoman. It does kind of make a little bit of sense.
Apparently, they're not. Apparently, Catwoman's not going to be in the movie. Apparently, Catwoman's not going to be in part 2. Apparently.
Okay, then great. Yeah, you can cut the whole plot line. No need for it.
Oh my god. That being said, I unfortunately can't go on opening day because I have priorities. We have the show on that Thursday. But in 20 days, I will go see a 3 hour and 15-minute Avatar movie with 3D glasses on in IMAX in about 20 days' time. Yeah.
Am I the only one that doesn't get the hype that they should have? Well, Shane agreed with me that they should have just made one movie and been done with it.
Yeah.
I honestly get it. I'm just a fanboy of the franchise. That's it.
Okay. I will say this. I don't mind
having fanboy of it.
I don't mind having like one sequel 15 years later or something to see how the CGI technology has improved.
Which is what they did with the second one.
Right. So like that I get, but now like having a third one like
so quick
3 years
now they're just churning them out for money.
I'm like, I don't care.
Apparently, well, okay. So James Cameron has said if this doesn't make enough money, he'll stop, which I think is fair.
But it's right because it's Avatar.
But here's the thing: he has 9-10 movies planned out already. I think it's 9. I think
No, it's
Is
wasn't
it
it
more?
5? I
No,
thought it was
we're.
just 5.
Is it? I'll double check. I think he has it planned till
Wasn't
9.
well, yeah. I heard 6. Someone's wrong.
Yeah, I'll check it
We'll
out.
figure out who.
I mean, I would. I think Robert would know if anybody, because
Well. Okay, so James Cameron has said publicly that if he wants to do the Avatar series longer, he will direct 9 movies and then let someone else do like 4 or 5 more with him as
What?
producer.
It doesn't need it. It doesn't need it.
So he would have. So there would be 15 Avatar movies.
So he has Avatar Fire and Ash is this year. Then he has Avatar 4 planned for 2029 and Avatar 5 planned for 2032. I will say though, here's what's going to be important for me with Avatar 3. I'm very excited to see, fire. That's going to be so cool in 3D. I'm so excited for that. People have said who have seen this movie, like higher up executives at different, not even just Disney, like different studios who have seen the movie, have said that the plot is like beyond phenomenal and it's going to get even better in the next 2 movies. If this plot is like bare minimum average, I'm probably not going to be too happy. That's my biggest concern. Is like if you're gonna do because the first 2 movies I didn't go for the plot at all. Like, and the plot wasn't interesting at all. Both of them
it was
honestly.
it was Pocahontas with blue people.
For the first one. For the second one, it was original.
I mean, literally, that's what it was.
It is Pocahontas.
Yeah, no.
It is. But the second one is original. It's just not very good. It's good in the sense that if you're invested in the universe like me, the plot is pretty solid. But in general, if you don't like the first movie, you're not going to really like this movie for the second one for the plot. If the third one doesn't have an appealing plot, I'm probably not going to come out of the theater very happy. I'll be honest.
That's fair.
I probably won't because there's no reason for me to go. There's no reason for me to spend. I'm going to spend what 20 or whatever 20 some bucks because I'm going in the morning because it's cheaper. But spending $20 for a movie in 3D IMAX that doesn't have a plot and you do it for 3 of them, that's where I kind of draw some sort of line, even though I'm a fanboy of this, and we'll see 4 and 5 if it comes out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like
I will for how much I've talked about this movie. When I see it, I will give a review the next show. I will absolutely.
The thing is about like, when studio higher up people say, "Oh, this movie is great," this and that. I don't ever trust any of that because
it's the exact opposite.
It's usually
because they have an agenda when they're saying this. Okay.
Well, also
James,
keep in mind
James Gunn said that The Flash was the greatest comic book movie he'd seen since The Dark Knight, and look how good that piece of shit was.
By the way,
So,
I want to add to the Flash thing. You know who else said the movie was phenomenal?
Who?
Tom Cruise.
Well, yeah, because it's Tom Cruise. All he cares about is, first of all, Tom Cruise says every movie's great because he just loves movies and he loves supporting his friends in the business and he wants to look good for all them. And so he kisses their ass and says, "Yeah, it's great." Honestly, he should do that. Okay, he's right to do that.
Alive too. He wants to keep people going to the theaters too, which is admirable.
Right. So
he's literally the reason the movie. Well, he's literally the reason movie theaters came back during COVID because of Top Gun and him saying go see it in the theater and stuff, and people did. And then of course Spider-Man did its own thing to add to that. But so if Tom Cruise didn't do what he did during that time, everyone would have just went to Spider-Man and probably never went to see another movie after that. I'll be honest. So it's good on Tom.
Yeah. But anyways.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, the original Top Gun's coming back into theaters, I think, pretty soon as well.
Yeah.
That's like the rare legacy sequel that's better than the original, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I love the second one.
The first one's fine, but But then I saw the second one. I was like, okay, that's actually like a good movie.
I regret. That's like very high. Like I have a list of movies that, damn, I wish I saw it in the theater. One of them is Top Gun Maverick, but in IMAX. I'm pissed I missed
my
that.
God.
I'm so pissed I missed that because that was before I started going to theaters that much.
Did you actually watch the movie in theaters?
No, I saw it on Blu-ray.
Oh, because I went in theaters and it was so impressive. Well, I was impressed.
I saw it on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
And
my
I was pissed.
grandfather wasn't impressed.
It's some of the best sound design I've ever heard in a movie.
Yeah,
Like it's
Which is why I want to see it in
crazy.
IMAX. I swear, if
Yeah.
they re-release it in IMAX at any point, I will go see it. Which I assume they will.
My grandfather is like a Russian critic. He was like, I think that movie's too far fetched. I like the original better. I'm like, yeah, you're also old, Pop.
It's his. I was gonna say that's his generation. I mean, my dad's a boomer too. He said the same thing. He's like, "It sucked. It's corny and weird." And I'm like, and the first one wasn't.
You know what I did though for Top Gun? I watched the first one the previous night, and then I watched the second one the next night. Watching them back to back was pretty fun.
Well, the best part about the second one, I mean, this is not even a spoiler. People know this by now, but that movie is also basically a tribute movie to Val Kilmer.
Oh yeah, seeing Val in that cameo was so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was not expecting to see him in that movie.
It was amazing.
They hinted.
I mean, they kind of like, yeah, but I figured, it's like we hadn't seen him on screen in years at that point, and with his throat cancer, I was like, he'll probably just be like, a picture on the wall or something, or like, when Maverick is like texting with him at the beginning or whatever. I was like, okay, that's that, and then he is actually there. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was my reaction too. It was like a Marvel cameo. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, what was so great about that is it wasn't just a cameo. It was like he was there for a reason, for the story. Like he made the story better,
Oh, absolutely.
And that was despite all the amazing aerial sequences that they had. That's my favorite scene of the movie.
Oh yeah,
between those two.
I heard people crying when that scene.
Dude, I was like almost getting choked up. I was like,
me too.
damn, because just knowing Val's health, I was like, this is the last time we're gonna see this.
Yeah, and it was, yeah.
So,
or
well, I didn't know, but I had a feeling,
Yeah. So with that being said, I will give you guys a review in like 20 some days time for Avatar 3. There's a very good chance, as much as I'm a diehard fan of this franchise and I love it, there's a very good chance I don't give it a good review. I'm bracing myself for that reality.
If you don't give it a good review, start watching the John Wick franchise. I think you'll like it. Please.
Oh, John Wick's on my list. I was just wondering if we were going to do it for the show at any point. So that's.
We should. The first one we should, because the thing is that you don't need to do the sequels. I like 2, 3, and 4, but I would rather just do the first one if we're going to do it, because that's the one that started it.
Yeah.
So
maybe that can be your pick in the playoffs. Who knows? Maybe your choice. Maybe.
Yeah, it's all right.
Damn it! Brandon's not going to be happy about that.
John Wick. I mean, it's fine. I like the first one. 2 and 3 don't really do anything for me. 4 was good. I did like 4.
See, yeah, like the one thing I will admit is if you've seen the first one, like 2, 3, and 4 kind of become the same thing, but not quite. There are things that make 2, 3, and 4 different from each other. So, like,
yeah,
it's the same. It's the same John Wick, just bullet kung fu, gun.
That's my issue with 2 and 3. Not to get too into it, for spoilers or anything, but like they just go so far into just the absolute absurdity of like, okay, like this is like stop. This is dumb.
Oh,
Man.
Before
whereas
we go,
4, like 1 and 4 feel more grounded,
yeah.
more, So, anyways, yeah.
I apologize, but one thing I want to say is, speaking on Tom Cruise, Whenever I think of Tom Cruise, I think of The Mommy, and I'm like, "Fuck, should I watch this awful movie?"
He almost
I
killed
know
his career with that.
I know it was bad, and that's part of why I want to watch it. Like, how bad is it really?
I watched it. It's I mean, it's not the worst thing you're ever gonna see, but it's easily Tom Cruise's worst movie. Like by
And
a lot.
well, especially since Brandon Fraser's coming back and they're doing another one.
But like, because the first two with him were good, third was crap, and why do we need another one with him? And now he's old. Like, we don't need we don't need another. We don't need a tie-in. We don't need the two Mummy universes to meet. We don't need that.
The Dark Universe.
We don't need it. We just don't need it because
Although I think the mommy property, I think it's public domain now or something. There's a reason why they're making it. I don't think Universal's that involved, but I could be wrong.
I mean, let's see, like that's the movie that's going to kill Brendan Fraser's career again. Like this is the movie that's going to literally go back in the toilet now. Like he's on such a good run right now. I wouldn't touch it.
And it's indie movies too, and he's really good.
Yeah, and he's so good. I'm like, listen, I know him from the Mummy and his more comedic roles, like from like the '90s, early 2000s, that stuff. Yeah, but everybody knows him from the Mummy. And like the thing is, the first two are good. The third one's crap. We don't need another. Let it go, please. And he's old.
Well, guess what? They're doing it apparently. So there you go.
Why? Why?
They're doing that. They're doing Rush Hour 4 at the President's request for some reason.
I will go see that. I love Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. I thought all three were good. People don't like 3. I like 3. The first 2 are really, really good. The third it is what it is, so it's not great, but people are trashing it. I'm like, no, that one was funny too. I'll go see a 4th for that.
I love how the president got a script to be written for that. I'm very confused as to why that happened.
Well, Jackie Chan said it at an award. What was it, like one of the award shows? He was like, talk to the director, talk to the companies, talk to people, talk to the producers. He's like, he's like, oh, me and Chris want to do it. He's like, but it's like nobody's telling us. And then the
president has to come out and be like, hey, let's do this. You know why I think they're appeasing? It's a Paramount property, right?
Yeah.
I think they're appeasing it because they want to buy Warner Bros. I think that's partially why.
That's fine. Hey, Rush Hour 4, gimme.
Anyway, anything else before we go?
I don't think so.
I think that's all we
ready
had.
to go to bed.
Yeah, I apologize to Patriots fans. We didn't talk about the game. You won way too big.
There's nothing to talk about. We knew exactly what was going to happen.
Stop playing so dirty. That's it.
Yeah, honestly, I don't disagree with
that. There was a fight in 2 different sports in the same city tonight.
Yeah.
The
and
hockey
then
game too.
Yeah, and then also the other thing is Jackson Dart, please for the love of God start running out of bounds.
Protect yourself.
Holy crap! Please run out of bounds.
I feel like Brandon. This feels like what I remember with watching with freaking Voldemort 8 years ago. I can't remember the game I'm talking about.
8 years ago.
Yeah, before he got his leg blown up by the Rams.
Oh yeah. Because Carson didn't protect himself like that either.
No, that's what I'm saying. It gave me war flashbacks.
Oh,
Voldemort, Jesus, that's a little. I get it, but damn, it's a little far-fetched. Anyway, well, for Shane, for Scoop, for Brandon, for myself, Robert, we'll see you back here on Thursday for Cowboys-Lions. Oh my God, that is going to be fantastic. We're going to have some hot takes after that one.
That's that might be the best primetime game we've gotten this year, aside from that one Ravens one in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it might be. We got a good Thursday night slate the rest of the way. And yeah, I was like, you know what? Normally we don't record on Thursday nights while there's a Saturday slate. We're doing it. because Rams Seahawks is going to be that good. So I'm like, all right, screw it. We're going to do it and make that our last Thursday nighter of the year. So, yeah. So we have a good Thursday night schedule down the stretch, thank God. So we'll see you all on Thursday. Peace out, everybody.
Night, y'all.
See ya.
See you, everybody.